Brian Graham, as always, lots to talk about, but the obvious place to start today is with the news that the Sky Sports Cup final will take place on Sunday, 24th of March, with a 1:30 kick-off. You'll be delighted, I'm sure, not only for yourself, but of course for players, supporters and all connected with the club.
Yes, I'm absolutely delighted that the SWPL and Sky Sports have came to an agreement to move it to the Sunday. It puts for clarity for me and my players that now we know it's set in stone for that day at 1:30, and now we can focus on club business where we're still trying to finish in the top 6 and try to look up the table as high as possible, but to get this resolved as quickly as we have done, credit to the league and Sky Sports for doing so.
Yeah, absolutely, because the league body and broadcast partner occasionally do get criticism. Nobody want to be found themselves in this position, but they certainly acted quickly, and it's for the good of supporters as much as anyone that they can get to both games that weekend.
Of course it is. It gets you out of that one where people are not having to choose whether they go and watch the men's game or the women's game, so now they can go to both games where we'll have a spectacle on the Sunday, where a national final where Partick Thistle got this great history of a League Cup in 1971, so hopefully the women can go and do it again and make it a very special occasion. It'll be a very hard game, but nobody thought Partick Thistle were going to win all the years go against Celtic, so it can happen.
It certainly can, and it's now exactly 2 months today. It's the 24th of January, that's the 24th of March. Tickets on sale as of 4 p.m. this afternoon. Adults £8, concessions £1, family tickets £15. A great opportunity for a huge Thistle support to be there that day, roaring the girls on. Yeah, it's great value for money, and hopefully as many supporters in the ground as possible, because my girls really deserve every bit of support that they get. There was great noise at Petershill in the semi-final, and considering that the weather-wise it was a horrendous day, but they still came out in their numbers that day, and that large vocal noise you can hear as they came out the tunnels. It was great to see at Petershill, if I'm being really honest. So the more the merrier, and now we can just fully focus on back to business, back to training, back to the drawing board, where we can focus on our team. And as I said earlier in the interview, we've now got real clarity when the date's going to be, so everything's been put to bed and it's happened so quickly. So once again, thanks to everybody connected. Hear, hear. That's obviously a big weekend in the future. We'll just touch back to the big weekend just passed. A weekend of two halves. Let's start while we're talking about the women's team, about that Hibernian game at Petershill, and very interesting conditions, but the girls put in a hell of a performance. Yes, listen, Hibs are a really good side, and Grant Scott's got them playing really well right now. Earlier on in the season we went through there, beat them 2-0, they were up and down, but I felt more recently their form going into the game against us. I think they'd scored 21 goals in the last 3 games, so to go and get a clean sheet was very important. They put us under a lot of early pressure in the first 15 minutes, but I thought my girls dealt with it really, really well, and under that period of pressure I don't think Megan Cunningham's had a save to make, so that's credit to the full group. But after the crazy penalty decision that we should have got, it really sparked my team into life, and after that there was no going back. Lindsay Taylor then scores a fantastic free kick. We could have been, if I've been looking for nitpicking, as I always do, that we could have been a little bit better on the ball in the final third to pick Hibs off, especially when they were a player down. But then Rosie Slater goes and scores a nice 1-2 with Lucy Sinclair, and steadies herself, doesn't even take a touch and fires it in with her left foot. So to go and put, as soon as they go second goal winning, we knew at the sidelines there was no coming back for Hibs after that. Yeah, and the post-match scenes that followed will live long in the memory. There's a fantastic photo of yourself with your son, which is one of the best I've seen in a long time. But to have a record crowd for a Petershill Partick Thistle women's game there to enjoy that, despite the conditions, just made those post-match scenes all the better. It was excellent, and obviously we spoke to the girls on the pitch after the game, but the first thing I said to them, go and see the supports, go and enjoy the moment, and because as I said, the players deserved it, and credit to the crowd, they stayed right to the end and applauded my girls off. Family members obviously getting pictures and stuff. It was a historic day for the club, and especially the girls, the journey they've been on with me, back to back potentially top 6s. We've been to the Scottish Cup semi-final before, we're now found ourselves in the League Cup final, so, and we're still in the Scottish Cup, so it's looking up at the club at the moment, but we just got to keep our feet in the ground. That's how we are, and we just got to keep rolling with the punches, and there'll be ups and downs in a season, but right now everything's going well. But we need to really stay focused, because we've got another massive weekend coming up against Montrose away, so we need to go there and get 3 points. Yeah. And those post-match scenes about 6 p.m. on Sunday, 24 hours earlier, you're travelling back in that team bus from Dingwall as Partick Thistle captain after another equally terrific 90 minutes. How do you reflect on that a few days on?
It was a long weekend, don't get me wrong, because obviously we travelled up on the Friday, stayed overnight, which was beneficial to the team, and then we went out and put an excellent performance. I thought from the first whistle, the way we passed the ball, I thought we looked a real team. We've also got a bit of strength and depth on the bench as well, where people can come on and change it. We've got young Rico Diak that's doing exceptionally well this season. He's still very raw, but myself and the gaffer and Paul are working with him every day and try to get the best out of the young kid. He's got a good future ahead of him. Guys like Ben Stanway, another young individual who's done really well this year, but I thought we looked really steady at the weekend. To go to a Premiership ground and get a clean sheet was very pleasing, and the manner we did there, to go and do that after the playoff heartache, it was a different feeling the bus on the way down the road this weekend, believe me, because the last time it was horrific, and it's something I'll still never ever get over, if I'm being really honest, but it helps when you go up there and win the next time. A lot of Thistle fans were hurting, the players were hurting, so we gave the Thistle fans the weekend that they wanted.
Yeah, I was just going to touch on that because again, the support up there was phenomenal. Not a trip like you that was probably a comfortable one going back there so soon, but you duly rewarded them, and that does make a difference to see, hundreds of fans singing and chanting all afternoon long behind the goal. No,
it was great, and especially when Bannigan's goal goes in, it was a wonder strike, and obviously Banzo had about 5 celebrations, but as one of those celebrations, I think he was quite close to the crowd and they all piled down the front. I had to tell him to get back. There was one guy bent over the barrier and he was getting squashed, and I was panicking. I was like, get back, let him up, let him breathe. But those scenes were excellent, and because let's be honest, they probably didn't want to go back to Dingwall after what had happened, and they probably felt that horrible feeling again. But once you're there's a job to do, and I thought we did a really professional job that day. And as I said, we started the game fantastic. We're going at the break 2-0, and I think the message is we've been here before, so we need to make sure we see out the game. We were under a little bit of pressure, but Snedden makes 2 good saves, and then Banzo scores a world with his right foot, which doesn't happen very often. So all in all, it was a very good day. The supporters were buzzing after it, and some of them even came on Sunday, so it was great. It's a real family club, Partick Thistle, and the girls are doing well at the moment, and the more supporters we can get along to games at Petershill, the better. We're trying to merge the club as a one big whole club, so it has taken a bit of time, but we're slowly but surely getting there.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. So yeah, big weekend just passed, big weekend to come in March, but a big weekend immediately ahead of us now. This Saturday and Sunday, trips to face Airdrie and to face Montrose for the men's and women's teams respectively, 2 big tests.
Yeah, of course it is. Airdrie, you've got to give them credit. They've done really well this year. They're the newly promoted side coming through the playoffs, and their manager's got them playing a style of football that's very attractive, and I think we got our press wrong the last time when we played them there, and obviously I think young James Lyon scores that day, but overall I don't think we played particularly well on that occasion. And then obviously it was the second game at home, it was the rise of Rico Diak. I was suspended and the young kid comes in, Tommy get injured, and you're thrown into the deep end, and credit to the big boy, he went on, played really well, scores a very good goal, and he's not going to look back from there. I would believe we're a better side since the last time we played Airdrie at Airdrie, so we'll be going there full of confidence, but the two teams will be high in confidence, knocking Premiership teams out of the Scottish Cup, so it should be an entertaining game, one me and the players are looking forward to, and fingers crossed we can go get 3 points to open up the bigger gap that's already there between 3rd and 4th at the moment. And then touching on Sunday, Montrose, for the couple of games we've actually played them in a pre-season friendly as well, so the girls know the surroundings up there. It's not the easiest a place to go to. It will be a hard game. I think they've got better as years the season's progressed. They're obviously again newly promoted side, so there's a bit of comparison within the 2 teams over the Saturday and Sunday games. So, but it's one where my players, they'll be riding a wave at the moment where the confidence is really high. So if we keep our feet on the ground, as I always say, fully focused on the task at hand, I believe we can go there and win both games. Well,
we wish you all the very best for the weekend ahead. Just finally, because this week did mark 4 years at Partick Thistle Football Club for yourself since you signed in January 2020. As we always reflect, it's been quite the journey. We'd like to think Thistle has been good for you, but you've certainly been more than good for Partick Thistle. Renniel Army, love following you into battle. Your message for them for, I guess, the next year ahead?
Just stick together. you know, Partick Thistle, there will be ups, there will be downs. There's no doubt about it. That's what it's been like since day one, since I came into the club. We're now starting to come through a real difficult period over the last number of years, but it's taken some work to get there. We're still not out the woods financially wise, but with the backing of the supporters, it helps, especially the manager, try to bring players in, try to make the club better, because without that, we've not really got a budget for it. So all that, for the fans, it really, really helps, and they've really taken to me, I've taken to them. It's been a great move for both parties. Not every football move you make in your career, it works out as well as that, but to come here at an age when I came at Partick Thistle, I don't think anybody would have imagined the success that I would have had as a player and as a manager. So it's worked both for both club and myself, so it's been excellent. It's been a dream to come in here every day, and I really enjoy my work. So, and as we'll touch on, but every transfer window somebody's tried to come and get me, and people talk about age, but age is only a number. I'm still firing, doesn't matter that I'm 36. I'm joint top goal scorer in the league. I've got 14 goals this season, so from a personal point of view, I'm having a really good season. I think I've been top goal scorer nearly every year I've been at the club, so long may that continue. I'm always striving, I've always got very high standards, and that will not drop.
Long may it continue indeed. As always, absolutely brilliant chatting to you, lots to get through there and lots to look forward to in the half season ahead, and we'll be right behind you all the way. Thanks very much, Brian.
Thanks very much.